Let people's perception of you dictate your behavior, you will never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience, despite what others think, then you will learn and grow.
You're not only winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things aren't going your way. You got to figure out when your body's fighting you, when your mind's fighting you. How do you still, just say, F it, I'm gonna beat my mind today? Or do you just give in to your mind and say, oh, I'm tired today, I'm lazy, I don't want to do it, it's too hard, no one else is doing it, it's a weekend, it's too late, these are already off hours, oh, exactly what I want isn't happening right now. Like, okay, great. You know who that's great for? Your competition.
But in order to get the life of convenience, you got to have a very uncomfortable life. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Stop trying to do everything the short way. Stop trying to figure out the easy way, because the ain't gonna happen.
Losing it's very convenient to lose. That's easy, because that's where there's a bunch of people there that will comfort you, that will make excuses for you, because they didn't win any, they've never won anything, or they quit giving their efforts into what they're doing. I have no problem. Listen, I have no problem with individuals. I hate it when they say, I tried my best.
Yeah.
Did you try your best or did you do your best? There's a huge difference between the two. If you did your best, I got no problem with you failing. But try is convenience. It's a convenience. Just saying, when you tried your best. Losers try your best. Winners, if you constantly do your best, are you going to win all the time? Absolutely not.
Now, if you're not naturally a winner, because I do believe some people are naturally born more competitive, naturally have leadership skills, are naturally more focused and consistent, they are more driven. There are certainly inherent traits that people have that make them in a place to have higher success as winners, right? But that doesn't mean that we're all that way. I know I wasn't. I was born, I think genetically, I'm known to be lazy. I'm known to be, in fact, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. For that matter, it takes me a lot longer to get something. I'm always the 10-year overnight success, yet I've won in the category of entrepreneurship many a times, and I continue to win again, facing massive competition and massive adversity.
Yeah, I think that comes from overcoming. A lot of people, wonder, how did you become this? How did you become so vulnerable? How are you doing a podcast now when you were this kid? You overcame things. You fought them. And now this is what happens. This is on the other side of overcoming.
That makes the difference between those who eventually succeed, because you will fail, and those who fail and never get back up. I would rather die than watch this vision pass me by. Is that your attitude? Is that your heart of perseverance? Now, on the 1001st attempt, Thomas Edison discovered the light bulb, but he allowed himself to grow and learn from his shortcomings. You see, that's the difference. Some people will look at it as, I've had 1,000 failures. Other people will say, I've had 1,000 ways that I learned not to do something and to do the right thing, or at least headed in that direction.
People only root for people who don't need it. Like, the amount of times when I was on my lonely path where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with. That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And that visual, I think, is one that you can kind of take, because it is.
And right as we start, you're questioning what you know is right, which has gotten you to the place that you are currently at. You're questioning what you know, not trusting what I know. And I think that's really, really key right there. Because we get caught up in our lives so much that we believe everything we're doing is the right thing. And we never step outside the bounds to really see the neighbor's grass, from the other side, to see which is greener. We're just stuck in our own environment so much that we start to think that this is the universe. The universe is this. It's not until you lose that biased nature that we all have and open up your opinion to what else could be, that you can see what is right, like I was saying before.
And if you constantly manage your focus, it won't allow you to quit.
How long can somebody be locked in for?
Kobe was locked in for 20 years.
20 years, like just every moment of the day, this dude's locked in.
He was just locked in. There are breaks in between. There's got to be joy in everything that you do. So people think when you have to be locked in, it has to be this laser intense thing, constant 24/7. No, it doesn't. Listen, any laser beam, if you constantly lasered into something and it's just you're going to burn out. You are going to be burnt out.
You have to change the conversation from I need to I get to. I need to go to the gym. I need to go to work. I need to do this. I need to do that.
It's all scarcity.
To I get to do this. And you start just simple verbiage shifting that mindset. You realize, we were just talking about this, like I get to have this experience in my life. I get to have this business. I get to have this marriage. I get to have this sunshine. I get to have this darkness.
Oh, my family never supported me. Stop. Just put in the work. Put in the work. Everything else will take care of itself if you just put in the work. You're tired? Great. Get to work. You're heartbroken? Great. Get to work. Nobody believes in you. Everybody gave up on you. Great. Perfect. Get to work. Because if you can show up to work every single day despite of what you're going through, you're going to develop an unstoppable version of yourself. So when real hard times come, not just people's opinions, but real hard times, you will not only be ready for it, but you will dominate those hard times. You'll make it look easy. People will look at you and be like, what are you? Who are you? And you're gonna respond by saying, I'm just that person that was willing to work a little bit harder than you.
Most people are missing something because they don't know who they are. They never examine themselves. They've never done this experiment on themselves. The lab rat, we're all lab rats, but you're also the scientist.
And remember what I said, a man who's got nothing to lose is the most dangerous type of man. And we want to be an asset to humanity, not a liability. We want to be an asset to our community. We want to be an asset to our family. We want to be an asset to our work. And if you're a liability because you're not mentally tough, you're not mentally resilient, you don't have mental fortitude, the ability to push through adversity and know that everything will be okay, that this is not the end, that this is temporary defeat, not permanent failure. That is mental toughness. A mentally dangerous, emotionally dangerous man knows that adversity will come, hard times will come.
Your effectiveness, your mind controls your effectiveness, and your effectiveness controls your productivity. You can become much more effective at everything you do if you make up your mind to do it.
You have to build a lot on top of that to become a good leader, but you have got to make a decision in your life. You have got to make a decision about your fitness. You have got to make decisions about your business. You have got to make decisions about your faith. You have got to make decisions about your marriage. You have got to make decisions about your kids. Because you know what? Your only other option is to crouch in stagnant fear like a coward and potentially die. And potentially put the lives of everyone who depends on you in jeopardy. I will never quit, because if you quit, you're done.
People only root for people who don't need it. Like the amount of times when I was on my lonely path where I was too different from the friends that I had, but not successful enough to be friends with the people that I wanted to be friends with. That's when you want people to root for you. That's when you want people to support you. Once you've already won, people are like, he's amazing, he's so good. But like, that's the time when you need it the least. And so you always have to be the person who roots for you before everyone else does. And it's usually a single clap in the auditorium for a very long period of time. It is a slow clap that's just you rooting for you. And that visual, I think, is one that you can kind of take, because it is.
The first taste of winning is the sweetest, and then you're just chasing the dragon, and every taste of winning and success thereafter never feels or is never as good, but the cost keeps growing.
The cost is going to keep growing.
Find somebody that you like, that you genuinely like, and figure out what it is about them you like. I like that. That's something I like. That person is, they're understanding, they're gentle, they're hardworking, they're honest, they're this. This is what I like about them. And incorporate that stuff into your own life. If that's the stuff you like, then incorporate that stuff into who you are.
You say, I'm going to change the world, and I can do so in a way that I enjoy. I can do what I love and change the world from it. Anything good that you are passionate for, you can change the world from it. Even if it's just by inspiring other people that they can do it too. You gotta think outside the box.
What doubts do you have about yourself internally?
It's not, I've never, doubt is such a strange thing. I mean, it's, there'll be times where you succeed and there are times that you fail. So wasting your time doubting whether you're going to be successful or not is pointless. It is. And you just put one foot in front of the other, you control what you can't control, and then you see what the outcome is. Right? If you win, great. You're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're going to have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway. Right? So it's really pointless to sit here and debate or have doubt or this, that, and the other. You train as hard as you can, you step out there and you let it flow.
Across time frames in history, across countries, across cultures, across age groups, across race, gender, everyone respects the man who works. Because as men, we are always judged by what we can do. And if you are doing things, then people know that you are contributing. That is how you prove utility. Work ethic is the currency of respect. If you want to earn respect, you earn it through work. And sometimes that's working on yourself. That's sometimes